I watched a video of a brother who tried to compare Christians to Muslims, and at the end of it, he gave the credit to the Muslim, why the Muslims are better than the Christian. Please come with me, be patient with me, let me speak one or two things about this. In as much as I agree with him to an extent, I also disagree with him to a large extent as well. He said the Muslims are united, that if somebody attacks a group of Muslims with a gun, one person attacking them with a gun, that some of those Muslims that is being attacked are ready to put their lives on the line to stop their attacker in order to protect other Muslims. They are ready to put their life on the line to attack that person with a gun in order to protect other Muslims that are there. And he said, on the other side, if it was the Christians that is being attacked by one person, the same numbers of Christians, that you will not see any Christian that is capable of putting his life on the line in order to protect the lives of other Christians. And this is just the truth. A Muslim man will give his life to protect others, but no Christian will ever do that. They are all very scared, in as much as they preach a beautiful heaven where there is no suffer, where there is everything human needs to be happy. This is what they preach. But a Christian will do everything not to go to that heaven. Meanwhile, the Muslims believe there are several virgins waiting for them in Ajana. They call theirs Ajana, right? And maybe this is also backing the reason why Muslims are not scared to put their lives on the line. But however, Muslims adhere to Muslims adhere to Quran principle. What is preached on the Quran by the Quran is what Muslims hold on to. It's exactly what they practice. But meanwhile, the Christians do not practice what is in the Bible. They do not practice what they preach. And this was exactly what this brother was talking about. And to this extent, I agree with him. Even you too, that is a Christian or a Muslim, will agree with what I'm saying now, that the Muslims are more united than the Christians. We have several denominations, several factions of Christians in Nigeria, to the extent that some Christians do not even intermarry. Christians, so they do not intermarry. There are churches that cannot marry in the other church, and these are all Christians. But meanwhile, the Islam do not do that. For as long as you are a Muslim, you are free to get married to any other Muslim. So you see, this on this hand, the Muslim seems to be having more advantage. But let me tell you the area I disagree with my brother. The Muslim adhere to Quran to the fullest, including the verses that gave them the order to unalive people who refuse to accept Allah and their religion. Christians continue to disagree with that verse, because Christians also have that verse in their Bible. Christians also have the verse that said, unalive anybody that will not accept your God. But the Christians do not adhere to that verse of the Bible. Meanwhile, the Muslim does. That same verse is in the Quran, and the Muslim are practicing it, and this is barbaric. This must be condemned. Even you as a Muslim watching me now, you must come out to condemn such verse and those practicing it. If you can do this, that will make your religion a bit fairer and better. The Christians do not practice that, as much as they do not also practice so many other verses in the Bible. The Bible have a verse that said woman is not allowed to preach in the church. The Christians do not obey that. The Bible said thou shalt not bow down to any graven image. So many churches does it. There are so many verses that Christians do not obey in the Bible. They cherry pick Bible verses. They preaches and obey the one they chooses. But meanwhile, they do not even do exactly what they preaches. You can imagine a pastor saying, do what I say and not what I do. Shouldn't a good leader be leading with example? Our children at home watches what we do, not what we tell them. They often learn from what we are doing. What they see us doing is what they often learn to do. It's not what that which you are telling them. So for a preacher to say, do what I say and not what I do, is already a condemnation. So you can see to this extent, the Muslims are a bit better than the Christians. Talking about love, the Muslims are far more loving than the Christians. If a Muslim man is driving on a highway, whether your driver license has expired or you do not even have a document, if he meets a policeman that is a Muslim man, trust me, he will allow him pass. But a Christian will not do that. If you tell the man you are a Christian, he will begin to tell you he's a traditionalist, or probably you are not in his denomination of the same church. So the Christians are so divided, meanwhile the Muslims are so united. So you can see the choice is yours, but the Muslim must be dissuaded and must be discouraged from adhering to that verse in the Quran that authorizes unaliving of people who do not accept Allah as their God. You must discourage that verse. The same way Christians must learn to practice what they preach. But for me, I will remain neutral, and that's how I choose. I don't want to be a Muslim. I don't want to be Christian. I just want to be human being. I wasn't born with a Bible or a Quran, and I will not die with any of these books.